Aaaaand TV post-match analysis of the game that's just finished. Millwall 3, Coventry City 2. Whew. And breathe. Look, the first half of football was probably one of the worst half of footballs I've ever seen in my life. And that word, discombobulated, springs to mind again. Just our midfield was non-existent. Our defence looked like they hadn't played together before. Sorry about this sweat. I've decided to do this in my non-air conditioned, leather-seated truck, so I'll sweat more as we go along. Look, I'll tell you what, and I'm going to make a lot of people hate me here, but I'm going to say it. For people that were digging out Billy Mitchell in that first half and probably the first 15 minutes of the second half, I think you need to give your head a wiggle, because he was the only midfielder in our squad for that first 60 minutes that was doing absolutely anything. George Honeyman was absolutely missing until he scored a goal. Didn't even know he was on the pitch. Shackleton done absolutely nothing as well. And Billy was covering everything. So, you know, listen, I'm the first one to give Billy Mitchell grief. And I think he had an absolute blinder. If anything, you're going to have to point your fingers to Rowett for not picking the right team, because, look, Honeyman scored, got himself onto the rebound from the keeper's save, from Tyler Berry's shot, and that sort of livened him up a little bit for 10-15 minutes. Shackleton come into his own once we were eventually looking like we were going to come on top. But Billy Mitchell stayed strong all game, and I'm not going to have that. I think he was one of our better players on the pitch. Malone again completely missing, and Rowett, if you watch these videos, you've got to replace him. You know, he may just be having a bad few games, but he has had an absolute shocker again today, and he will cost us some goals soon. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you, George Saville 100% deserved to be in that squad from the start today, and he's shown exactly why as well. He was out of this world. He was absolutely out of this world the minute he came on. Demanded the ball, strong tackles, and he's got an eye for goal as well. So why he didn't start in that squad today, I do not know. But listen, you can play crap when you're a good team, and when you've got the opportunity of potentially going further up the table and even maybe nicking a playoff space, you can play really bad and still come away with a win. That's what the good teams do. So listen, I don't think it was the best game for us today. I thought it was really poor, but we've come away with 3 points, and we're fourth in the table. So what is there really to moan about? What I would be looking at is when we come up against the Swanseas and the Norwich, if we start as slow as what we seem to be doing, then we're going to get punished a lot by these really good teams. So look, I don't want to put a downer too much on it, as we have come away with the 3 points, and you can't moan at that. We are fourth in the table after 3 games, when usually we find ourselves a lot lower. So for me, 3 points at home again. What's that? 5 goals scored in 2 games at home, 2 goals conceded. We've got to take that. We've got to take that. On to the next one. Tuesday night, Swansea. I can promise you one thing. I'm not going. But we keep going. We keep pushing forward. Well done to the boys, especially Mr. George Saville and Tyler Burey, who I think that had the best game. Oh, sorry, one more thing I want to shout out, because actually I moan about him as well. My man of the match today, without a question of a doubt, is Benik. Done everything right. The only thing he couldn't do today was score. Didn't have any opportunities, but he was always there. He was always there. He was making tackles. He was coming deep sometimes because Shackleton and Honeyman didn't want to know, and doing the work for him. So hats off to Benik as well. When he starts playing, when he plays like that, he's a true Millwall player. On to the next one. 3 points, fourth in the table. Come on, you Lions.